Guys, it's Sarah, and today I have a book review for you on With Love from the Inside by Angela Pisel. Now, this book actually came out in August of 2016, so I'm very, very late getting my review done for this, and Putnam was kind enough to send this my way so that I can review it, and I apologize for it being so late. I don't know what happened. It just kind of kept getting pushed off, and I've been thinking about it a lot, but I actually ended up using a Audible deal to listen to this book, and it came up one day as like a daily deal for like $2.95 or something, which is a really great price for an audiobook. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna purchase this and I'm going to finally get it read. And the audiobook was great. I actually really recommend it. So this book is an adult contemporary with a little bit of a mystery element in it as well. It is a dual perspective, so each chapter focuses on one or the other character, and the characters are Grace, who is a mother who is serving on death row for the murder of her infant child. She's been on death row for 17 years. And then we also follow Sophie, who is her adult daughter, and her brother was the one who was murdered by her mother. So for a trigger warning, this does deal with the death of a child, so if that's something that makes you uncomfortable, I'd probably skip this one because it's dealing with the details and the aftermath and all that. So we are following Grace, who, like I said, is on death row. She has been for 17 years. She was tried and convicted of killing her infant son by means of Munchausen by proxy. Munchausen is a mental condition where a mother, or I guess maybe even a father, but I think mostly it deals with mothers, who intentionally put harm on their child in order to gain attention from that. So a lot of it has to do with like maybe poisoning or, just somehow hurting their child so that they have to keep going to the hospital over and over again. A lot of it has to do with like things they're ingesting or something like that, like they're sneaking things into their food that's making them sick, and that in turn gives the mother attention and empathy from others, so it's like a mental condition. So all the while, Grace is maintaining that she's innocent, that she did not do this to her child, and even though the prosecution had really hard evidence against her. But she still says that she's innocent, and her lawyer work until up to the point where this book is starting to work on appeals and, just tried to prove that she didn't do this. We also follow Sophie, who is Grace's grown adult daughter. And Sophie was I don't know if she was a teenager or not, or she was either preteens or something when this event happened, when her brother was killed. And she started out maintaining that her mother was innocent, not believing that she did it. Her father also did not believe that his wife did this. So they were trying everything that they could to get her out of jail. However, by the time Sophie's 18 and graduating from high school, she really questioned everything, started to blame her mother, and she fled the small town that they were from and just kind of wanted to put all of her past completely behind her. Sophie is married to a very successful plastic surgeon, and she kind of finds herself living in the middle of suburbia. She has some fake friends who are terrible people, and living in a house that's just way too big just for her and her husband. So Grace has spent a long time trying to reach out and find Sophie so that Sophie can kind of help put some pieces together and try to prove her innocence. And it finally happens that her lawyer is able to track Sophie down, and he is able to convince her to come and have a visit and see what they can do to try to get her mother out. So Sophie finds herself back into this town where her really hard childhood was, and she is trying to decide if she even wants to help her mother. She still blames her. She still questions everything. She questions the evidence, whether it's correct or incorrect. She doesn't really know what to believe. I really, really enjoyed this book. It's not a long book. It's actually pretty short, but a lot is packed in here. You learn a lot about how Sophie's childhood really shaped her adulthood, how she's very untrusting of a lot of people, including her husband, and why that is. And it really keeps you guessing until the very end whether or not they're going to be able to help Grace and get her off of death row. And it really does come down to the wire. And the government is involved, and it's all kinds of crazy. but I really, really, really enjoyed it. The ending could have gone either way, and I'm not going to give anything away about which way it goes, but you will be left guessing until the very end. And I really, really liked the character development of Sophie. She developed a lot in here. She started out kind of lost and really not happy. And then by the end of the book, you know, she has kind of made peace with a lot of things, and she's very, very happy at the end. So that's really good. And yeah, I really, really liked this book a lot. It was a surprise. I'm upset that it took me so long to read it. And like I said, the audiobook is great. It has two different narrators, one for Grace and one for Sophie, and they were both wonderful. So I definitely, definitely recommend this. I ended up giving this one 4 stars, and I just highly recommended it. If it sounds like something that you think you would like, I would definitely go ahead and pick up a copy and give it a try, because I really, really enjoyed it, and the writing was wonderful as well. It was really beautifully written. So I hope you guys will pick up a copy of this if it sounds like something you're interested in. I hope you enjoyed the review. Please let me know if you have any questions at all. And again, thank you to Putnam for sending this book my way. So I will talk to you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.